exes will be at the same party this weekend, and the kids, as the fans, will have to sit around and watch it. It's a little awkward, it's a little uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be evil. Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs will be on the same field in different uniforms, kind of like a courtroom session after a divorce. Personally, I get nostalgic, and I think about the honeymoon phase. March of 2020, as the world was changing, it was a very dark time, but it was an exhilarating time for the Bills, for Allen, for Diggs. Diggs, the new Buffalo Bill, who couldn't stop talking about how excited he was to play with Josh. Diggs, who wrote a Players Tribune piece about being giddy for wings and Josh Allen. Allen, who said of his new receiver, "I'm floating on cloud nine. He's going to mesh well with our wide receiver group. He's going to mesh well with our locker room." And he did. What followed was some of the best quarterback wide receiver production of this generation. Some of the best Bills football in history. They were a beautiful, electric tandem. And it's easy to forget these golden years now that the clouds of divorce have muddled the memories. But they were brilliant. Diggs was a killer in the 2020 wildcard round, again in the divisional round, the catch against Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. There were so many memories, so many great memories, and there always will be. Stefon Diggs catching passes from Josh Allen was awesome. Josh said in 2021, "I'm a big believer in off-the-field relationships paying dividends. We get to hang out with each other a lot." Well, fast forward 3 years ago to this week, and he says he hasn't had any contact with Diggs since the trade. The party ended quickly, it ended dramatically, and it ended because Stefon Diggs wanted it to end. He wanted out of Buffalo, just like he wanted out of Minnesota, just like he'll want out of Houston at some point. Stefon Diggs is far from a bad guy. Stefon Diggs is an emotional guy, he's a competitive guy, and a passionate guy. Have you ever been around someone who's nonstop passionate about what they do? At first, it's inspiring, then it's contagious, and after a while, it becomes exhausting. And I believe it became exhausting for Josh Allen and for the Bills' entire organization to not only get Stefon Diggs the ball a lot during the game, but to answer constant questions about it during the week. And that leads to quotes like this from the franchise player just a couple of weeks ago.
When guys get to buy into this and really understand, like, I may not get the ball 4 or 5 times thrown to me a game, but the 1 or 2 times I do, I'm going to have opportunities to be in the end zone. And, it's a fun and wonderful thing when you got a bunch of guys that don't care about the stats, they don't care about the touchdowns.
All right, so is he trying to complement and build up his young core of playmakers? Absolutely. Was there a bit of shade at the guy no longer there? Guys, that's why the term shade exists. That's it. And you will hear sound bites like that in a divorce directed at the other person. It's inevitable. But so is also hearing from someone that the other person has moved on with. Like when Diggs' new partner said this down in Houston.
I'm very happy for him, and I'm glad that he's finally having fun playing the game and doing what he loves to do because he loves football a lot.
C.J. Stroud is harmless, of course. He's no home wrecker here. Diggs left on his own. Stroud was a freshman at Ohio State during Allen and Diggs' honeymoon. I wouldn't expect him to know how much fun Diggs had in Buffalo. But I remember. The fans remember. And really, I hope that Josh and Steph remember. Because honestly, how could they forget?
Playing with this guy, practicing with this guy, he's a guy that can do it. And as a player that you just want to play for him, He works hard, he busts his, not the A-word, he busts his A-word. And I just love this guy, man. That's it.
Hey, you guys, enjoy the celebration. Congratulations.
That's the tandem I choose to remember. And I think there are better places for Bills fans to put their rancor than at Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs was a massive, critical figure in ushering Josh Allen from NFL adolescence to adulthood. And Steph does move on. He's moved on. He looks great. He seems happy for now. So is Josh. He's got full custody of the Bills in the divorce. And like so many divorce settlements are about the numbers, well, look at these numbers. This is what makes Bills fans and Josh Allen sleep at night. On the left column, the Diggs era, and the right column, the post-Diggs era. As young as it may be, it's better, it's more efficient. It's right where it should be. Josh Allen is not only okay without Diggs, so far he's better. Now, there will come a moment when the two of them will bro hug it out in Houston before the game, and I, for one, will be happy about it. I don't expect Bills fans to root for Diggs for the rest of his career, but why bother rooting against him? He was a great Bill. There have been so many guys who have come through that organization who were supposed to make plays and didn't. I think it's okay to still have a little love for someone who did. Guys, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I think, Kyle, you have a really bright future as a divorce mediator. Really well said.
Oh, boy.
Steve, your thoughts?
Look,
I'm a child of divorce, Steve. I'm speaking autobiographically. That's all my childhood I just laid out. It's tough.
Same here. I've been there, child of divorce as well. Look, I thought that was really well done because you're telling a story of a narrative we've seen before. Remember T.O.? That's my quarterback. You know, him and Tony Romo went through it. But the first year there's the buy-in. The second year there's the buy-in. Then, like you said, sometimes that passion becomes exhaustive. Sometimes guys want to put themselves in a certain spot that are different. We're seeing Devontae Adams go through that with the Raiders right now. So it's just part of it. The good thing is Stefon Diggs is in a place in a later part of his career. He's in a place mentally, and he's in a place physically where he can win ball games with a great young quarterback. I just think there was a very well thing that you said about no need to hate on Stefon Diggs if you're the Bills. Cheer for your guy Josh Allen, who's faring just as well without Stefon.
Yeah, cheer for him and celebrate the greatness that was, with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs. KB, you pointed out Josh Allen's success after Diggs has left. It's really no surprise because it reminds me of Brock Purdy this year. Brock Purdy doesn't have the Debo for some games. Ayuk he's getting the rust off, and when you have a quarterback and he doesn't have a play call where he knows, okay, this play, the ball has to go to this guy. He can sit back, he can read defenses and get the ball to the receiver that it's supposed to go to. Sometimes when you have these big character guys on your team and guys that expect the ball, offensive coordinators will design plays specifically to get the ball to that player. And for a quarterback, sometimes that's frustrating because now I can't be a quarterback. Now it's no matter what the play is, no matter what the down and distance is, this ball has to go to Stefon Diggs. This ball has to go to Deebo Samuel. But to your point, KB, with Josh Allen and his numbers in 2024, it reminds me a lot of Brock Purdy and how we're seeing him with Jawan Jennings and that success there. No matter who's out there, he's able to go back there, drop back, and be a quarterback. He's be able to drop back, diagnose the defense, and get the ball where it's supposed to get to. So great job, KB. What a great light that you shine not only on that relationship, but on the contrast between the two, the success of both going into the 2024 season.
Well, we'll see. I just don't think this is jersey burning time for Buffalo. And I suspect that they're probably not doing it either because there were so many great times. Just a little bit of insight. I've interviewed Josh many times. I know a little bit about what makes everything tick behind the scenes there in Buffalo. And it was a problem after a while in the media sense. I genuinely think that there were sit-down conversations between the coach, the GM, and the quarterback and the PR people about how are we going to handle this Stefon story? What are we not going to say about this Stefon story? And not once or twice, but a whole handful of times. So after a while, you're like, we love him and he's a great player. I don't want to keep dealing with this. It's too much. And I genuinely think it stems from Stefon wanting to be part of the game, wanting to have his hands on the ball. It's a tale as old as time. It's just eventually time to leave. And it's not like they cast him off to wide receiver Siberia. Stefon Diggs might be in the Super Bowl this year. It's the rare time, it does exist, when it looks like the early returns are an actually mutually happy divorce, and I hope so.